Apple Mart?
Yeah, are we all set? Good. Let's talk Blue Bloods.
What's the line? What was it? It's New York. It's Blue Bloods.
Who wants to say grace?
Let's go.
As the primetime drama prepares to say goodbye,
You never really expect 14 years out of a show.
tonight the Blue Bloods cast comes together
How are we feeling emotionally? Yeah.
to reflect on 14 seasons
I mean, it changed my life.
with stories from behind the scenes.
Where's my flip phone? I'll show it to you.
Donnie will eat the entire scene.
I have laughed so much. I have new laugh lines thanks to Donnie.
What you never knew about their start as strangers,
First scene we shot, I was scared. We only just met.
and the moments that made them forever family.
Get out of here, you
Sorry. This work environment is a miracle.
We really pinch ourselves all the time.
Plus, a look at the last day on set.
If I talk about it anymore, I will cry.
Trying to get me emotional.
Why the finale is a love letter to fans.
It's just getting really personal now.
That was memorable.
CBS presents Blue Bloods, celebrating a family legacy, and Entertainment Tonight special. Family, honor, service. Blue Bloods has delivered all of that and more. Welcome, everybody. I'm Nichelle Turner, and tonight we are celebrating that legacy as we prepare to say goodbye to the Reagans.
I got a lot to be thankful for, starting with everybody at this table. I love the show. We all love the show who work on it, and what is so special to me is the relationships you form and the family you form, and I mean that in the broadest sense. Our crew, our writers, our cast.
The show has blessed me in so many ways, and I'm a little teary-eyed right now and emotional, but more so just grateful. It's not sad. This is where all the fun happens.
These moments behind the scenes of the final season say it all. From police procedural to legal drama to big city politics, Blue Bloods hits on every level. But at the heart of it, it is a family whose dinner table we all want to be invited to.
I don't think I realized it was going to be that important of a scene that resonated week after week.
People always come up and say, I love the family dinner scenes. I think probably has something to do with the values of the show.
Reagan, say grace.
And the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit.
I think family dinner was, you can safely say it's most of the audience's favorite part.
14 seasons, 293 episodes, and an ensemble cast that's been together since the very beginning. It's a success story no one saw coming, especially in 2010, before the series even started production.
We love the show. It's character-driven police drama. It's 3 generations of cops. Bridget is a prosecutor.
I got the brains in the family.
Yeah.
And
She's
the
a
height.
smart lawyer.
And the looks. So, we got nothing. I used to walk around and say, 7 years, easy, 7 years. And we doubled it. So I couldn't have predicted that. I believed in the show. I'm not sure I would have done it otherwise. And I also believed in the cast, that we had the right group and the right show and the right timing.
I'm excited to see it all put together in front of other people besides my parents who, thinking it's going to be a huge hit, but they're my parents, so what else are they going to say?
I'm actually surprised that I said that. I don't think anybody really had that idea that it was going to be the hit that it was and still is.
It felt good from the beginning. It felt like we were doing something good, but you never really expect 14 years out of a show. I think that would be an arrogant expectation.
So just how do you create a fan favorite series like Blue Bloods? Well, first you take a tried and true TV legend, add one pop star, throw in a cast of seasoned actors, and you've got a hit show that defied the odds.
We own Friday night. Blue Bloods did own the night on Friday night historically for its entire run, which is a major accomplishment. a lot of people thought, God, they put them on at 10 o'clock Friday night. That's a death spot. And it turned out that if we built it, they came. And that was a big surprise for everybody. And that was a very big surprise when people not only came and watched it, but it dominated. It dominated Friday nights for 14 years.
You see, most series don't survive Friday nights, but this cast and crew found massive success, consistently charting as the top show of the night and ranking among the top scripted series in television. They've got a pretty famous fan base, too.
Bill Clinton came to family dinner once. The Fonz came in and was like, I love this show. One time I saw Ron Howard. He's like, I love your show. And I was like, what?
Let's have some fun.
Give me that mic!
We had something different and something special. A lot of TV over the last 2 decades has moved away from a family like the Reagans. And suddenly here was this show coming that in some ways seemed like it was past its time, but in reality, it was perfect time. It was right on time. People missed that type of show as an option on the menu.
But it all could have looked very different. For starters, part of the pilot episode was shot in Toronto, not New York. And it wasn't always called Blue Bloods.
No, it was originally called Reagan's Law.
What a terrible title. Boy, I don't think we should have been saddled with Reagan's Law.
And while the show takes great pride in representing the men and women in blue, the family dynamic is what really sets the show apart. It's something Tom felt very strongly about, so when the series started veering away from that in the first season, he made sure to bring it back.
Suddenly there was a difference in the tone, and some new people had been brought in, and the show was more procedural. I kind of met with the other actors and said, look, you can stay out of this. I'm going to have broad enough shoulders for this, but if you agree with me that you like the pilot and not the way the show was beginning, then I'm going to see what I can do. I called some people at the network. I called my agent and said, this isn't going to work. And we were on episode 2, and I said, look, I don't think I belong in this show if that's what they're going to do. But that was done not in a threatening way, but in a business-like way. And it worked out pretty good.
He rallied us and included us, which was great because, it showed that he cared that we were all in this together. It just brought us together tighter as a family.
What we all gravitated towards was the connection between the family. And that connection had to be protected. Tom was he used his experience and his, influence to ensure that we could protect the integrity of the show that we all signed up for.
You commit to a series like that, everybody's future's on the line, and it affected them as much as me. When we started Blue Bloods, I asked for 4th billing. I was kind of a supporting character for what was happening in their lives. So it was as much their future as mine. It was an ensemble show, which I was delighted to be a part of. It would have been remiss if they weren't in that meeting.
And when it comes to impactful stories, some of TV's most shocking and heartfelt moments have taken place on these sets.
I'll ask again. Who shot my boy?
I think that we've tackled issues that are current events to an extent. At the end of the day, we're really telling a story of family working in an industry and the highs and lows.
I can't do this without my wife.
Linda's death wasn't your fault.
So whose fault was it?
And the subject matter is, I think they are very courageous in what we discuss, but we don't preach. And I think that really allows anyone, no matter what side of the argument that you're on, it makes everyone feel heard on a particular topic.
The laws are there for a reason.
Yeah, to protect criminals.
No, to protect society from a police state.
But the real secret to Blue Blood's success, well, it's the relationships on and off screen that have kept fans coming back.
We're rolling.
A lot of TV and a lot of actors, they're not very nice. You could cut that out, but don't cut it out. All right? They're not very nice. They're not who you think they are. Here, they're as nice as you think they are. It's family, and I think that's what the audience sees and feels.
We really pinch ourselves all the time. We laugh all the time. We're so grateful.
I think a lot of people can relate to Blue Bloods because they see all of our characters as just real, genuine human beings.
These are real people. These are people who are messy. These are people who are flawed. You know, they do things wrong. They do many things right. And it's relatable.
I'm so thankful to be here and to be part of this show that I've never lost that gratitude in 14 seasons. I've never lost it. I'm excited every day, which helps, you know, when we're chasing bad guys out in the cold at 3 a.m. on a Friday night after a long week of work. It's rough, and I think the crew feeds off of that energy, and we all kind of lift each other up.
Everybody's work ethic and the ethic to making every show as good as you could, and that never left us. The work was preeminent. That means an enormous amount to me. If you spend that much time of your life working on a television series, you ought to make the ride as good as possible, and we've had a great ride.
Still ahead.
Them eyebrows is what gets me. He got like scary-ass eyebrows.
Donnie's nickname for Tom. Plus,
The belts that we wear are a third of the weight of what actual cops wear.
Behind the Badge, how the cast prepared to play real-life NYPD officers.
I mean, I couldn't handcuff a 95-year-old woman.
Are we all set? We closed up and quiet? Good.
Let's go! Someone gonna say action?
It's not my fault. We've been there for 9 hours. We kinda did it.
Dad, I'm really on the edge of not coming.
Oh, God. It's going well.
This is the squad room. This is where me and Marissa hold down the fort with the amazing background actors of 14 years, everyone!
14 seasons of love, laughter, and a lot of hard work. The Blue Bloods cast spent more than 2,300 days shooting on set, and they aren't shy about spilling secrets, including one of the most frequently asked questions. What is it really like to work with Mr. Magnum himself, Tom Selleck?
Without further ado,
People may or may not realize that, you know, he's about 6'4", and he's such a presence when he comes into a room.
He's physically imposing. His eyes are very serious. People talk about his mustache. Them eyebrows is what gets me. He got like scary ass eyebrows. They're scary, right?
well, at least you got that right.
Some things that you might not guess about Thomas is very funny.
Can you say that again?
Okay.
I was laughing so hard. That's all the faces I have in me.
He's taught me poems, taught me jokes.
Just bear with me. I'm sorry, it's my first day.
I think Tom Selleck is like the original influencer. And I'm always like, well, whatever Tom says, I'll try it.
Thank you. It's great to be iconic.
What you see is what you get. A lot of the time, he's the leader on screen, and he really is our sort of, our leader off screen as well.
Off camera, I only refer to Tom as Dad.
Donnie calls you Dad.
And I call him son. Well, every time I see him, his dressing room's right down a couple doors from mine, and I'll walk by and I go, hello, son. He goes, hello, Dad.
It's really sweet. We have a mutual affection and respect for each other. It's been really fun building a relationship with him.
And while the cast knows they could count on Dad to keep them on track, they could always count on this guy to bring a whole lot of energy.
Speak of the devil.
And of course, dance moves.
how long do you have to talk about working with Donnie?
Donnie is fun and always positive.
I always want more scenes with Donnie. What's the line? What do I say?
He's always goofing off. Sometimes I'll turn to him in the middle of a scene and he'll have like string beans coming down like fangs, or he'll Altoids his little chiclet teeth. So he's quite the prankster.
All right, thank you. That was her. That wasn't me.
I have laughed so much I have new laugh lines thanks to Donnie.
And there's something else Donnie brought to set starting from day one. Thousands of New Kids on the Block fans.
Yes, they've built little mini camps and stuff. They bring me lunch some days. They'll set up a barbecue and stuff. And Tom goes right over and says hi to them all and takes pictures. And I mean, he's great.
Are you a New Kids on the Block fan?
I am now. I love them. I have all their albums. I made that up. I love them, but I don't have all their albums.
I've snuck in lyrics from New Kids songs and song titles and references throughout all the 14 seasons.
Could you take us through what happened, step by step? So no more games.
No more games is about positivity.
Or please don't go girl.
Yeah. What does that even mean?
It's an oldie but goodie. Forget about it. My bandmate Jordan Knight was a background actor at one point. Yeah, we snuck him in the background of a scene.
Donnie was often spotted on set FaceTiming with wife Jenny McCarthy. And did you know that she almost had a role on the show playing his high school girlfriend? But they didn't want to blur the line for fans, so she passed. But Donnie didn't pass on the chance to get to direct an episode.
All right, ready? And action.
Bridget directed 3, and while there's a real sense of joy and camaraderie on set, there is one thing the entire production takes very seriously: the accurate portrayal of the real men and women of the NYPD.
Please don't move!
We have a great technical advisor on the show.
That's Jimmy Noose. Do you know who Jimmy Noose is? He's a cop, and he retired, and he works on Blue Bloods.
Well, Jim Nuciforo is holds all of our hands.
Everything is authentic with Jim. His expertise is invaluable.
So I've been a tech consultant on Blue Blood since day one. I was actually on the show before it was a show.
Jim Nuciforo is a former NYPD detective who started his law enforcement career in 1982. Sometimes you'll see him on the show playing himself.
I'm here if you need me, boss.
Thanks, Jimmy.
I have given them many stories. In almost every episode that we do, there's either a story of mine or a piece of a story of mine.
Jim also works closely with the cast on everything from weapons training to mastering the movements and mannerisms of real police officers.
I feel like after each take, I'm looking for him to see if he's going to give me the thumbs up.
Shooting a gun, he tells you how to hold a gun, where to put the badge.
They've become so good, they can be cops. They can go out on that street and nobody would question.
Still, there's one thing you'll rarely see the stars do on screen.
Put your hands behind your back.
Handcuffing somebody is one of the hardest things you will ever have to do.
I mean, I couldn't handcuff a 95-year-old woman.
So the most that we'll do is put one handcuff on. If we do that, and then the other cuff, they will hold in their hand.
Another challenge for the actors? The gear.
The belts that we wear are a third of the weight of what actual cops wear. And, we're talking that's 25 pounds on your hips and pushing on your hips throughout the day. It's the number one question I ask real police officers when I meet them. And I'm like, what do you do with the belt when you have to use the restroom? What do you think about the pants? The pants are tight and loose in all the wrong places. I just drill them about everything about what's on my person.
Still ahead.
Somebody please pass me something that's bad for me. You gotta eat something or you're cheating.
From banned foods to plastic forks, family dinner secrets straight from the Reagan's table.
There's infamous meals.
I did lose it one time, a couple years ago.
about 6 cannolis right now.
You're going at your food like it's trying to escape. I don't think I would have been attracted to that script without this family dinner scene.
I have a lot of people say to me when they see me on the street, I love having dinner with you on Friday nights.
I feel very lucky to have you all here.
If we didn't have that, like, connective tissue, it would probably just be like any other procedural, I suppose.
It's the heart and soul of the series, the weekly Sunday dinners where the Reagans come together to share their hopes and celebrate their triumphs, even if they don't always agree with each other.
I mean, our best family dinners are when we fight.
Absolutely correct.
But here's something you may not know. The first time this family sat down to break bread in 2010, they were virtual strangers.
Our first family dinner was our first day of shooting on the pilot.
Boys, guys, dinner!
I met Donnie the day before and Bridget and Will, I think, the day of.
It was scary, but it worked, you know. It was easy for me because I didn't have to get along with anybody.
Blah, blah, blah.
Such a jerk.
Hey, screw you, Ever.
No, screw you. You don't know what I
Sunday dinner.
Since then, the cast has sat down at this table a total of 286 times. A few times, meals were at the hospital or a hotel. But no matter the location, filming family dinner is anything but a piece of cake. There's a lot that goes into making them happen, starting with how long it takes to shoot.
A day in the life of the set is the dinner scene takes forever. Like about 8 hours.
And action, Len.
Okay, who wants to say grace?
The directors have a bit of a competition among all of them, like who can get the best time.
The record is like
There's a
3 hours and like 45 minutes or something.
Yeah, shirts
Chef
were
would know
made.
the exact- there was shirts with
No.
the record time.
The hard part, of course, is you got to go all the way around the table. You got to be doing the same thing in each take, and you have to make it look like it's the first time you've ever done it.
The other castmates all have their own approach to eating at dinner.
I eat as little as possible, but you got to eat something or you're cheating.
Tom butters the roll.
I do butter rolls, but doesn't everybody?
One dinner scene, Tom wasn't there, and we all argued over who was going to get to butter the roll.
Hey, what more could you need? Bridget likes to mix up her mashed potatoes a lot.
Bridget, she looks like she's eating, but she never eats. You swear she's eating.
It took me a couple seasons to learn not to actually eat the food. So that's my new trick, is I just don't eat the food.
Donna eats the most. I eat things I'd never eat, like green beans, string beans, cucumbers.
I'll start eating during the first take, and then it tastes good, and by the end of a dinner scene taping, I may literally have eaten like the equivalent of 12 pork chops.
You gotta let that pork chop go to waste, because if you are, I'll take it off your hands.
Zach Badalucco is the prop master for Blue Bloods. He took over the role in 2021 and knows it's a big responsibility.
Before I got here, chicken cutlets were banned. Somebody broke their fork because the chicken cutlet was so hard.
I did lose it one time, a couple years ago. We were having chicken cutlets, and they were overcooked, and they were like metal. And we often use plastic knives and forks because it doesn't make noise. And I just lost it a little bit. It wasn't a tantrum, but I just tossed it like a frisbee across the room to make a point.
Okay, so can we eat?
Yeah.
To keep the continuity on camera, the props department is super busy in between takes.
Each scene, you cut your food, you eat. The plate's a bit of a mess, but then you're going back to the beginning of the scene, so they have to put everything back on the plate the way it was. Cheers to that. Cheers.
As for the alcohol, well, the wine is really grape juice and water, and the whiskey, that's iced tea. Except,
if you're doing a whiskey pour, you don't want to pour tea into a glass, because you know what? Tea gets little bubbles. You can't drink it, but you want to pour real whiskey. But that's just inside information.
something else you may not have noticed?
All of the seats, so we can be tall enough in the chair, everyone have a massive cushion.
Oh my God.
It's partially to make sure we're, high enough above the table for everyone to make the shots look great, but it's also because we're here like 6 hours and people's butts start hurting, so we need the cushion.
All that time it takes, everybody's getting around. Nothing was bad about family dinner. I came to so look forward to them.
One thing I know for sure, on Sundays, I'll be right here. And I hope all of you will be too.
Coming up.
Sometimes you get an occasional New Yorker who'll say, "Shut up, I'm walking here."
What it was really like filming on the streets of New York City. Plus, a flashback to the very beginning.
This pilot came along and then 2 weeks later we shot it.
And who initially passed on their role.
I said, "You gotta do it. This will be great for us to do together."
Blue Bloods celebrating a family legacy will continue. This is CBS.
Background and action.
When I hear the sirens in the background on a take, on an interview, I'm like, it's New York, it's Blue Bloods. Why are we stopping the take for a siren? It's like, the ambulance is coming, more cops are coming, keep rolling, let's go.
There is nothing quite like New York, but if you ask this cast and crew, they'll tell you the city they've called home for 14 seasons isn't just a shooting location. It's an essential part of what makes Blue Bloods, well, Blue Bloods.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving.
A lot of people, the powers that be fought hard to shoot a New York cop show here in New York. It's a character in the show, and I think we were all lucky to be able to shoot an NYPD cop show here in New York.
It's up to you, New York, New York.
You can't make anywhere look like New York except itself.
It's the energy, it's the skyline, it's all the stories that come with the city.
From one police plaza to the Reagan family home to the precincts, authenticity is the law of the land on these Brooklyn sets. But out on the streets of New York, sometimes things can get a little too real.
Hands up! Sometimes you get an occasional New Yorker who doesn't want to cross the street to not walk through the middle of the scene, and they'll just walk right through it. And if you ask them to go around, they'll say, "Shut up, I'm walking here." It's New York. What are you gonna do?
Hey, yo, I'm walking over here. I was standing there one time in uniform, and this guy came up to me in a briefcase, very upset, and he said, "Let me ask you something. Can they really do this?" And I said, I don't know.
Somebody get in there for this whack job, huh?
Hey, pipe down, okay? We're taking care of it.
I'll be a random person who's angry about, taking up the parking on the street or something, but that's gonna happen anywhere.
There was one time where Will and I were on the street, and Will goes, "Yeah, I'm standing here. Jamie Reagan's right here, and his partner, dead in the eye, and his partner, I don't remember her name, but yeah, they're just standing here, right now."
Great. Of course, fans tune in to see landmarks like Madison Square Garden and Grand Central Station just as much as they do to watch the Reagans catch the bad guys. But while everyone plays a native New Yorker, not everyone's from the city.
I'm the only person born and raised in New York. That's the only reason I'm on the show, because I legitimize the accent. That's what Donnie says. But boss, now we got this travesty.
Don't be so dramatic, Sid. New York City is a central character in the show. I gotta say, Donnie relocated to shoot in New York. Bridget relocated. Will relocated. And I relocated. Everybody knew that the city was as much a part of this as anything else. And we owe a lot to the city.
The city is home. We all have friends and family here.
For Tom, being commissioner meant commuting to work from his home in California every week for the entire run of the show. It's a commitment he was willing to make with the help of executive producer, the late Leonard Goldberg.
He said, if we shoot an 8-day show, bring you in, say, the last 4 of one show and the first 4 days of the next show, and then you can get home for about half your time. And I said, well, I'm sure willing to try that because this show belongs in New York City.
I have such a love for New York now. I've never been a big New York fan before Blue Bloods. I've fallen in love with New York thanks to Blue Bloods, and I have such a love for this city. There are 8 million stories in the naked city, and there's probably about 8 million selfies going around too of me with the people of this city, and I'm very grateful for them and grateful for the time I've had with them.
And it's not just about the city. The uniforms are as accurate as you can legally get.
They make us cover up because, it's illegal to impersonate a cop, so we can't really, walk off the set. So they, chase us down and they make us, put on a coat or something. That always felt dicey in the beginning, because they'd lock us up. I mean, I'd have to run down a New York City block, like a long block, with my plastic gun out, you know what I mean, in uniform. I'm like, this could go sideways, we haven't had any major problems.
But one of the biggest perks of shooting in New York, there's no shortage of world-class guest stars.
Love you, Lenny.
I love you too, Frank. Oh my goodness. We've had so many amazing people pass through.
My boys will be men when I get out. I hope they turn out like you.
I was just blown away that we got, Lou Diamond Phillips and, Chaz Palminteri. I mean, the list goes on, yeah.
Okay, can we start over?
I was hoping for a romantic interlude with maybe Bridget Moynihan, but that didn't work out. So, if you could work with Tom Selleck, that in itself is great.
Phoebe Newirth was also a fun one. I mean, come on.
Lyle Lovett is amazing. And Whoopi Goldberg, too.
Come on, Regina. My people don't trust the police. This is an issue for you.
Yet the most important part of shooting in the city is representing one of the oldest and largest police departments in the country. Honoring the men and women in blue is a responsibility this cast does not take lightly.
One of the ultimate compliments for me was, if I was walking down the street and a uniformed cop saw me, I'd get a salute from him. Or, good afternoon, Commissioner.
When they love it and they tell us that, you get it right more than anybody else, or, that you guys, that's what it really feels like, you know what I mean? And we don't see that on TV, that's huge,
When I was on The Sopranos, I used to get advice from a lot of fat, sweaty guys with cigars when you go out to dinner. They would give you advice on, maybe how to choke someone. I'm dead serious. And I'd much rather have advice from an NYPD. And I ask cops all the time, do you believe me? Absolutely. And that's all that matters. Yeah. It means a lot to me.
Coming up,
I already have a minivan for it, and we're ready to go.
What the cast plans to keep from the set. Plus, a sneak peek at the emotional finale.
I will tell you what he said, but not to leave this room.
Good scripts are hard to find. I spend a lot of my time in life reading bad scripts. This pilot came along, and 2 weeks later we shot it.
Back in 2010, Tom was handpicked for the role of Police Commissioner Frank Reagan by E.P. Leonard Goldberg. But here are two things that you may not know. First, Tom almost shaved off his iconic mustache for the role, but network execs wanted to keep it. And second,
the night before we were supposed to shoot, the director says, I think you should try a New York accent. Well, I didn't have a New York accent in my bag of tricks. That's something you have to work on for weeks.
Boat leaves in 10 minutes, Bob.
I've never been late in my life, Francis.
A lot has changed for the Blue Bloods cast over the past 14 years.
Gosh, I met my wife doing a talk show promoting Blue Bloods. We started dating while I was doing Blue Bloods. So much life has been lived. To get me mushy, you're trying to get me emotional.
But one thing's for sure, they will never forget what it felt like when they first joined the series.
When I got the script, I was like, this character is too good to be true. And usually when something's too good to be true, it turns out to be a disaster. In this case, it's been everything I hoped it would be and more.
Still, getting his on-screen sister Bridget Moynihan on board was a challenge that Donnie was up for.
I did talk Bridget into doing the show, sort of.
Yeah, Donnie and I had done a pilot together probably the previous year. It did not get picked up, so when he he took this, he called me immediately to see if I would take it. And I had already kind of passed on it, but of course when Donnie calls and says, let's do this together, I reconsidered.
She's my sister, like, on screen and off. I don't want to get emotional, because she's just, I love Bridget a lot, and we're not here without her. Thanks, sis.
Donnie's NYPD partner, Marissa Ramirez, was only supposed to be a guest star for 2 weeks back in 2013, and she came with the New Kids on the Block connection.
I was the girl in Jordan Knight's music video. So I got to set and sitting with Donnie in the car, and then he turned to me and he said, "You're the girl in my boy's video." Yeah, hi.
So my audition was for the episode right after the pilot. Once it got picked up, it was really only meant to be one episode.
You know, Abigail she had one line, and she earned that position.
Tom advocated for me. I mean, it changed my life.
But the memories aren't all this cast is leaving with.
I'm making it very public and well known what I am taking with me. It is that door that is directly behind you, because I have let so many people in and out of that office. I already have a minivan for it, and we're ready to go.
Paul J. Brown, actual DCPI from the NYPD, gifted me these cufflinks when my character was established, and I've worn them every show since. I'll be taking these.
I would like to get the football signed by Wilmer Eisen, who was on the show.
You want me to confess on national TV to stealing something from CBS? I'm not going to steal anything. Or am I?
Still ahead.
I flew back. I wanted to be there for the last day, and then I just got to watch.
The end of an era. What it was like those final days on set. Plus, a look at scenes from the finale.
It's just getting really personal now.
We can check with Rachel. You told me not to turn and that I was doing something different.
Let's see. What show is this?
Even my forget is better than your remember.
How about you were right, Mama? Big Mama.
You only ever laugh like that with your closest friends and family. You know, the ones that you've made lifelong memories with and forged bonds with over time. So saying goodbye, especially for this tight-knit cast, it's bittersweet.
How I'm feeling is kind of an ongoing process. I mean, if you work for 14 years, it's a part of your life. I miss my Blue Bloods family.
I know all the viewers will probably miss the dinner scene most, and I bet most of the cast will. But I'll miss the squadron the most. This is the album.
How are we feeling emotionally? Yeah, we're having some issues.
It's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster.
I remember when I came out of the audition the first time, and 14 years has passed. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Why's it gotta be? Oh my God! I'm never gonna see you again. We all have phones. I have my flip phone. I could call people.
I'm sad. You know, this is a miracle. It's a gift, this job.
Where's my flip phone? I'll show it to you. Everyone's jealous. They want this flip phone. There you go.
But you know, it's not over just yet. There are 2 episodes of Blue Bloods left to look forward to, and we've got your sneak peek at the series finale right here.
I think this is where you decide whether you stay or go.
Exactly how the family wraps things up is a closely guarded secret, but we do know the Reagans are facing some tough decisions before signing off.
There's going to be a lot of surprises, a lot of tears, happy tears, joy, just so many great things. We're really proud of it.
I always told you not to bring bring the job home.
I know. Leave it in my locker after my tour.
But the problem now is
that I don't have anybody not to bring it home to.
Production on season 14 fully wrapped in June, with Tom shooting his final scene 4 days before the rest of the cast.
My second to the last scene was the last family dinner. That was memorable. I did say something. There was a poem that I was very fond of, and it related to family, and that seemed to open the floodgates, and that meant so much. Family dinner, I look at it as my last scene in Blue Bloods, and that's as it should be.
But just like any proud dad, Tom made sure to be back on set for the very last shot.
It was just so sweet, you know. He doesn't often show his emotions, but he couldn't really hold it in that day, and it just, yeah, the waterworks were open for all of us. It was a very, very emotional day.
All good things must come to an end.
You know, my mom loved the show. She never missed it, and in many ways, like, the show was, it was a special gift to her.
Well, there's nothing left for me to do except to ask you to join me in singing that wonderful song the Reagans always sing to celebrate special occasions. Ready? Everybody. Well, if we had one.
The legacy is family.
We have a couple that met in the background filming, and now they're engaged and they're going to get married. That's how many amazing relationships have been formed in all the years of the squad.
Family, the biggest thing. That's the legacy of the show. How much they care for each other and have each other's back.
It's been a giant family for 14 years. I think that's what will be missed the most, is that family aspect.
I hope it's a little bit of a love letter to New York City and the NYPD.
It's something that's I'm very proud of, and it's a legacy for me.
Throughout 290 some episodes is family, and that isn't a bad signal to send in the culture we're living in now, and that's a nice legacy.
I'm just incredibly grateful for all of it. I wouldn't change a moment of it, and I wouldn't change any of the gifts that have come my way, and most of it has to do with people and human beings. You know, it's a great job, but the best part of it is the crew, the cast, the city, people I meet every day. You know, getting a pat on the back from a police officer who says I did a good job, or you know, knowing that my mom was at home watching it all these years. Those things. That's what I'll take away.